Well, welcome back to Track Talk. Next up is the race of the day. It's a really competitive mile event, this Class 2 contest. Sacred Choir up at the top for Jerlin Xiao. He's onto a 3-timer. Can he do it under Jerlin? Predator's the mount of Vlad Jurek. You've also got Pennywise in here. Super Dynasty has now joined a new stable, that of Donna Logan. Time Lord's also a last start winner. Mark Lerner takes over here. And you've also got Trumpy in the race as well. He's now joined Michael Clements. Senor Don further down for Jimmy Wong. Silent Partners in great form. Hakeem Camarudin will have the small saddle out for a very lightweight. Buddy and Online are the two remainers in the field. So we'll start with the top weight here, Sacred Choir, who has won his last 2 races. And we're going to have a look back now at his win last time. Now this ride has earned Hakeem Camarudin a nomination for Ride of the Month. It was a ride full of confidence in this Class 1 race, for which they went a strong pace due to Fame Star there taking them along. And well, once he switched his mount, he finished off strong. In behind him there, you've got Super Dynasty, who's not run badly at all on turf, and Murahib, and now a stablemate, in fact, to the grey, just ahead of him there. There's his track work. Jerlin putting him through his paces, and she's had 24 rides for Mark Walker so far, 5 seconds and 2/3. She's got a superb strike rate of getting horses into the money, and we'll touch upon that in the key facts later on. Here's the stablemate, Silent Partner. Now, this is the mount of Hakeem Camarudin. Not sure if he had the choice, but I dare say with the big weight for Sacred Choir, Mark's opted to take 4 off, and well, Hakeem has ridden this horse on his last 4 starts and has won on him, so this is the chosen mount for him. Look, he goes well enough on the poly. He's run very well on the surface, and we're having a look at his run last time out. In fact, no, this is run 2 starts back, sorry, which we're looking at there behind Augustano, and he did indeed run second to Time Lord there next time out. Obviously, we will have a look at Time Lord's pass run, which will include him also. Well, Super Dynasty, I mentioned, has now gone across to Donna Logan, the First Lady of Kranji, and she's inherited what I think would be a very nice horse for the stable going forward. He's certainly holding his form well. Let's now hear from Donna regarding this grey. Donna, Super Dynasty will make his debut for your stable this weekend. A lovely horse to have inherited from Lee Friedman. What have you made of him?
He's been easy enough to work with. He does come with a reputation for being naughty in the barrier, so obviously we'll have to monitor him with that. But his work's been good. He's eaten well. He's settled in. I just actually have one of Lee's old riders working now. He rode him this morning and said he felt as good as he normally does. So it's nice to have someone here that knows the horse as well associated with him, and to know that we've still got the horse in the same condition as when he arrived.
I mean, how important, obviously, is that in your mind? Because that, I think, for many people would be seen as key. I mean, the fact that you've got someone that knows the horse very well, and we know he's a very good horse, obviously a feature race winner over this course and distance.
Definitely, it's a big bonus, you know. When you get a new horse into the stable, you're learning all the time, and you don't work them out that quick. You've got to have a few runs under your belt with them to know them. So I'm definitely learning about this horse all the time. Lee had big reps on him. I think we've got Danny Beasley on him, which he's a very capable rider. He'll also give me good feedback, I'm sure, about the horse.
Lovely to have a horse like that in your stable, and we wish you well with him.
Thank you. It's an honour to have a horse like this in the stable, and not many people saddlecloths walk around this club these days, so having one in the stable is very nice to have.
Yeah, it certainly is. And for those that aren't too aware of what Donna means by that, is that when a horse wins a feature, they do have a purple saddlecloth and not a conventional black one. So Super Dynasty can stake claim to one of those, and it's always an honour, Donna, to chat to you, that's for sure. And good luck with Super Dynasty, who I think can certainly run well. He's got superb course and distance stats also. Let's have a look at Time Lord. Now, this is the replay I alluded to earlier on. Silent Partner there running second. You've got Senor Don and Vittoria Perfetta. This another actual nominee for Ride of the Month here, Johnny Powell, taking the plaudits on this occasion. 2 from 2 on the back of this horse, Johnny, but regrettably for him, unable to do the 53.5 kilos. Mark Lerner will take the mount here, and well, last time out he was $141, but came home very well indeed over the course and distance. So that was a big win. It was Class 3 though. He's got to step up in grade, but he's always had plenty of ability. And I know that the connections certainly think he's a handy horse. Good luck to Matthew Goodson as well, I believe I might have called him Mark when this horse won last, so I do apologise for that. But Matthew Goodson there with that horse. Here's Pennywise. So we've got two of the previous Colonial Chief winners. In fact, this horse won the Colonial Chief back in 2019 for Bernard Cantor and Ricardo Lagrange. Has been given a bit of time to freshen up, goes well fresh, and is returning to the mile this time around, Pennywise. So I quite like this horse in the race here, working with Churchill. And while Ricardo pulled an absolute masterstroke when he won the Colonial Chief with him, because me and many others said that you must be mad for running him over a mile, but Ricardo proved us all wrong, and he managed to get the horse to win over the 1,600 metres. So hopefully he'll be able to do it again for his handler. Now, key facts time. Let's have a look at the key facts for the race of the day. It's a good race, this. Now, we've put the winning chances in as at number 1, Sacred Croix. Number 3, Pennywise, on the back of a good run last start. We've got 4 in, Super Dynasty as well, along with 5, Time Lord, who won last time out. And also 9 and 10, Senor Don and Silent Partner. Now, Watch the Market could be interesting in this race, because I've included the top one, Sacred Croix, and that possibly in the sense that he might drift a tad if there's support for 1 or 2 others. It wouldn't surprise me. Predator in for a Watch the Marketplace as well. So too Super Dynasty. I think there will be money for him. Horse 7, Trumpy, goes in. Now, he could be a really interesting runner here. We've also thrown 9 in as well, Senor Don, and 12 online down at the bottom. Don't forget about him. He could be a bit of a sleeper in the race. Now, the key facts. Number 1, although yet to ride a winner, apprentice Jolin Xiao's got a whopping 40% strike rate of top 4 finishers. And she rides Sacred Croix here onto a 3-timer, and he is Group 2 placed at best. So possibly one of her better rides to date, most definitely. Fact 2 is that multiple champion Vlad Jurek has ridden a total of 35 winners from 189 rides over this course and distance. That's 18.5%. And he rides a course and distance winner here in the shape of Predator for Shane Birchiger. And fact 3, well, Super Dynasty, as we've already mentioned there, has an excellent course and distance record, 1-1-4-4-0-1, and that includes a Group 3 Colonial Chief victory last December for Lee Friedman. So if any horse was ever at home over this course and distance, over the mile and the poly, it is Super Dynasty. I actually went back and had a look at one of his wins when Vlad won on him, and he gave him a super ride from the front a couple of years ago. So he absolutely loves the mile on the poly. Let's have a look at the selections though. These are my thoughts on the race. I'm going Super Dynasty on top, over Sacred Croix, Silent Partner in, and I've thrown Pennywise in as well. But there are numerous chances. It's really hard to rule too many out. 4, 1, 10 and 3 for me in the race of the day. That is the penultimate. Final race is a Class 4, race number 10 over 1,200 metres. Mr. Hooper up at the top with an excellent record for apprentices. Stunning Cat finally gets a run. Hooray! And also in the field we've got Rise of Empire. Sun Trek, who won last time effortlessly, now steps into handicap company. Crown Gift further down, number 10, and Lady Sprintbok unconquered. Well, let's take a look at Mr. Hooper, shall we? Who, as I mentioned, has got a superb record for apprentices. All 5 wins have been under apprentice jockeys, notably Abdul Shah here, actually. A former apprentice who had a great record on him, actually won 3. Hakeem Cameroonian takes the mount this time in, replacing Rosman Askanda. Handicap has put him up 2. Look, I went back through his record. Now, he's won with 57 in the past and 56, so Hakeem's claiming 3 off 59, puts him at an ideal sort of weight. I think he can run very well, Mr. Hooper. Now, Stunning Cat, all joking aside, he's been waiting an eternity to get a run, this horse. He's either been an EA or he's been balloted, and it's 188 days since he last saw the racecourse. He has bled, hence why he was off, and John Powell's been booked for Tim Fitzsimmons. They have had a winner together, and John's got a good record on the horse, knowing him from Shane Birchkers. There's his trial 2 back. Now, he beat Celavi in this trial, so I quite like that piece of trials form. And here's some track work. John Powell, that looks to be at the controls there. He's a horse that goes well fresh, so he might just be one to catch at this point in his preparation, and he has run well off of higher marks in the past also. So it could be a very interesting runner here in the lucky last. Now, one horse who absolutely hosed up last time was Sun Trek. It was a bit of a penalty kick, really, all things considered. This is tougher, but look, he's got form from Australia. He was racing around the likes of Moonee Valley and the Kensington track at Randwick, not beaten far there when last seen in March of last year. 3 weeks on since this win, he beat Kakadu. Look, the form's not the strongest in the world, but he could do no more than win. Boy, oh boy. And the handicappers put him up 8 points as well. So, look, he'll probably feel that, but this is his first run in a Singapore handicap. And here's some track work with Sun Fortress. Nice bit of work, and No Sonari will claim a kilo off of the 57 on the back of this horse. So course and distance is where he remains, and he looks at a very strong chance in the last as well. Some of the others, Rise of Empire deserves a mention. Vlad's got a good record on him, obviously. And I did think Street Cry Success, for all he prefers the turf, he's a very well handicapped horse nowadays as well. Chalazza, another one who could be very well handicapped, just hasn't really shown enough for mine at the current juncture. Let's have a look at the selections then. I'm going Mr. Hooper on top, the top weight, over Suntrek. Stunning Cat in for third. And I've thrown Rise of Empire in for fourth here. Another horse who goes well fresh, 69 days on since we last saw him in action. Well, best and value time. Race 3, number 3, Radiant Success for me is the best bet on the programme. And the value, I've gone race 7, number 3, Luck of Master. I think will run big in that one. Well, it's week 4 of the tip-off, and earlier on this week, last night in fact, I managed to chat to both Larry Foley and Suresh to pick their brains and find out what their best bets are coming up this weekend. Here's the tip-off. Well, welcome along to week 4 of the tip-off. Things are really beginning to heat up nicely amongst the two guys. Larry Foley over in Fremantle for us, and Suresh across the causeway in Kuala Lumpur. Both gentlemen tipping winners last week, so I doff my non-existent cap to you both. A fun week it was last week as well, competitive racing. Suresh, I'll come to you first. You managed to find Sun Ops for us last week. How impressed were you with him? Because he absolutely bolted in. Good evening to you.
Yeah, good evening. Good evening, Nick. Very, very nice race. Won very well, easy. So I think there are more wins to come from him. Nice horse.
Yeah, he certainly is a nice horse. Larry, it was an easy win. I imagine you were relatively impressed by him. And again, well done to you. You managed to get those that hadn't found a winner all day out of a sticky spot in the last of Sure Will Do.
Yeah, and he paid okay too. So well done. You're wearing the Stephen Gray cap last week. Stephen, when you advance back to form, you can't sit on 5% being a trainer like S. Gray. So 3 winners to him, I believe. Terrific effort. And also Dan Beasley on Limbs Unique. So tick the Dan. Well, welcome back, Dan. It's always nice to get your first winner, albeit it was probably his 3,000th in his career. So well done to Dan. But it was and I also noticed, Nick, you picked 5 winners on the weekend. Not bad.
You're very kind. Yes, I did. And obviously, I don't have the trumpet with me here this evening, so I'm glad that you managed to do that for me. So thanks for that. Right, this week, we've got another 10-race card, all on the poly still. So it's a case of getting the form out as far as the sand performers are concerned. Suresh, I'll come to you first. What have you managed to find for us this week? I thought it was a nice, even, balanced card as well.
Nice card, but difficult, not easy. Looking all over. My best is in race 3. Best bet, Heavenly Dancer. I think you have to just ignore his last run. It was not a good run, inexperienced jockey. But now we have the champion back up on him, and he should be winning this race.
Yeah, that's a good point you make, actually, the fact that Vlad is back in action. It'd be great to see him as well. I had a good long look at the race, Suresh. I thought it was a competitive one, but I certainly see where you're coming from there because, I mean, his polytrack wins were quite impressive, weren't they?
Correct, exactly. Very good polytrack wins from him. I think he's a good horse, and you can expect a very good, positive ride from Vlad Direct.
Yeah, you certainly can. Informed, stable as well. So Heavenly Dancer for Suresh is the best. Larry, with your non-existent rhythm stick, hit me.
Ian Jury. So firstly, with the Heavenly Dancer, I actually put Radiant Success on top and then flipped it and put Heavenly Dancer because the senior rider on Heavenly Dancer, I'm with Suresh on that one. That gives him the nod. But watch out for Radiant Success, and I think I'll have a forecast in that little race. My best bet, and you got to remember just for viewers your best bet, you really need a banker, a horse to win. So if it's a little bit short, I think one of those Sun horses should have started about $1.40 and ended up starting at $2. So you've got to watch on the day. But Who Loves Bay in race 4, I reckon I could run and beat a few of these horses. I've been in a bad paddock. Who Loves Bay was very good on debut. Found one better who was in form as well, another debutant. Gets Hakim, drawn wide, but doesn't matter. Rocket Rain was beaten 6 lengths last start into third. That's the only one with any form. So Who Loves Bay, just jump on. And I can't see him being beat, to be honest. So that's my best bet of the day. I've got him down as $7 in Singapore, $1.40 elsewhere, and I would expect him to win with a leg in the air.
Yeah, it's funny you said. I've got that form right in front of me, and I was thinking the exact same. Not that I'd fancy a race against a group of thoroughbreds. I'd take them on the road bike possibly. Right, now there are a couple of best bets. So they're the two that we're going to banker, and at least the viewers will certainly be putting a ring around them as they watch this segment. Suresh, let's try and find a bit of value, shall we? I know you don't like too much in the way of value, but come on, try and find us one at odds if you can, please.
I hope I can find a value for you, but I'm looking at Mustango in race 7. I left him out last start and he won. Informed jockey, was ridden aggressively last start. Good barrier this time, and I think he can win again. I hope there's some value in him because I think Walker has 3 horses in that race, if I'm not mistaken. You know, the danger will come from the stablemate Axel, and Clemens shepherds him. And of course, never leave out the champion jockey on Luck of Master.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that and finish on that note, because his run last time was very eye-catching indeed. And I just think you might get a little bit of value with Mustango, because I know he was a winner last time, but there might just be some money for 1 or 2 others. So Mustango in the 7th is a bit of value there for Suresh. Certainly makes a strong case, Larry. What do we accompany Who Loves Bay with? I imagine he will be short. I certainly agree on that front, but you're always willing to find a bit of value for us. What could that possibly be on this Saturday's card? First card in March.
Who Loves Bay will be shorter than Baron Vorster standing in a hole. For all those remember Baron, he hasn't been there for a while. Now, so value. I reckon Mustango, to be honest, will be very short. I was going to make him my best, but I gave Suresh first choice. Race 9, I'm going to go for value. It's the best race on the card, the Class 2, 1,600 metres, obviously on the poly. Very wide open race, and there's plenty that can win. Now, we made Senor Don a special a week ago or 2 weeks ago, and it's 2 weeks ago. And did a bit of work, came 4th, had every chance. But with no weight here, CC Wong goes on. He's riding in good form. I think he's worth an each-way chance because I think he'll get out to odds in this race. Keep an eye on Silent Partner. I thought his trial on Tuesday was very, very good. And Hakim rides him for Walker. But Senor Don, I'm going to keep on following him. So in Ricky, I trust.
In Ricky, you trust. In Ricky, we all trust. He's a very good trainer indeed. Group 1 winning trainer as well, yeah. Ricardo Lagrange. Well, there you go. They are the selections then for this week. Now, Larry Foley, I thought 2 Up was only on Anzac Day only, but you've managed to use it as a background tonight. Tell us a bit more for those that aren't too au fait with the game, as it were.
Well, we had lots of feedback last week with our Marble Bar underpant run after the last race at Marble Bar. That was from a few years back. This year I went to, this is Mount Magnet Races, which is about 6 hours straight up the...
We seem to have lost
Apologies.
Larry there momentarily. We'll get him back. This is the beauty of live television, you see. Larry, you're back with us.
Apologies. 6 hours straight up the Northern Highway.
It's only up the road.
And it's a little bush. Yeah. So slept in the back of the car after the races. But after the bush races, they play 2 Up after pretty well every race meeting in WA, certainly in the bush. And so someone will just start a ring happening, get the 2 pennies out and head them up. And it usually goes for hours. You can do your pants or you can have a bit of fun. But again, if you ever get to the WA races in the bush, there's always 2 Up after. Suresh, you'd love it.
Yeah, all right. Looks good.
I think there could be a trip in the offering once we're all allowed to travel. So that's WA.
Yeah.
Suresh, obviously you're up in Malaysia for us. Just give us an update on racing up there. I noticed there is a card. There was a card last week in Malaysia. Racing in Malaysia. Are they still
Yeah.
racing at all three tracks at the moment?
Not at the moment. I think they started with Perak last week, Ipoh Turf Club.
Yeah.
And in the month of March, I think the whole month of March, it'll be Selangor Turf Club. Yeah. They're starting racing this week. Yeah, this Sunday.
Okay, excellent. Well, we'll try and keep half an eye on the action across the causeway as well. Obviously, a lot of former gallopers at Kranji traditionally go up there, and obviously plenty of names that we're all too familiar with. Well, guys, thanks very much as always. It's going along quite well. I feel this segment. You're finding winners, so that's the main thing. So hopefully we can keep that trend going this week. Yes, indeed. We look forward to hopefully finding a few winners there. Both Larry and Suresh. There you can see behind me their best bets. Larry Foley, who loves Bay. Obviously, he will be short, but as Larry alluded to there, when you do try and find a best bet, it's the one you think will win and the one that you can be most confident about. And Suresh going in race 3, number 2, Heavenly Dancer for Suresh. I think that's a really competitive race. I mean, I'm not saying it's a bold shout that Suresh has picked him as his best bet in that race, but I feel it's a strong race, and I quite like the race as well. I think Radiant Success will take you on there, Suresh. So I'll take you on in a little private duel with your Heavenly Dancer. So they're the thoughts of the two guys. Great to have them on board as always. That was week 4 of the tip-off, and more to come from them throughout the course of the year. And just to reiterate, obviously from the top of the show, we've got the fixtures now for the rest of the year going forward. First group race will be on the 24th of April, the Lion City Cup there, the Group 1 over 1,200 metres. So it'll be a good way to start the year, and hopefully we can have a good year at things for 2021. Must just also mention, obviously, Lee Freeman and his partner Joe, they jetted back to Australia, I believe, Wednesday night. So we wish them very well. Hope they got there safe and sound, and onwards and upwards there for Lee in what's been a glorious career, which he will continue over at the Gold Coast. He's got an excellent website, well worth having a look at as well. But you can join myself and Raymond Yong on race day from midday, 12 o'clock. We've got 10 races coming up on the poly track for you. So much to get our teeth stuck into there, in a really competitive looking Class 2 race on the programme. And we'll be hearing from a few of the connections throughout the course of the day as well. So I hope you can join us then. Channel 88, also Singapore Pools. Don't forget to follow Kranji Broadcast on Twitter as well. But from all the Track Talk team, do hope you've enjoyed this show. More poly track action coming up this Saturday. First race meeting in March. Hope you can join us then. Goodbye from all.